beneath the thunder's call. Act I. The storm breaks of shadows and silver, charged by the electric fury of a storm that broke jagged across the sky. Rain fell in torrents, each droplet a tiny shard of the heavens, rattling the canopy with its relentless force. Beneath this watery onslaught, a brother named Eamon carried his sister, Maya, her weight as light as a whisper against his back. Eamon's boots sank into the muddy earth, each step a struggle against the growing cataract beneath his feet. The forest, once a refuge of silence and serenity, now roared with the sound of 1,000 rivers, each clambering to be heard over the others. Lightning forked through the sky, illuminating the world in stark, momentary brilliance, freezing his tenacity and fear into a tableau of determination. Despite the symphony of chaos, Maya's arms around Eamon were steady, her head resting against his shoulder in exhausted trust. Her breath brushed his ear, an anchoring rhythm amidst the tumult.
We're almost there,
Eamon shouted, though his voice felt swallowed by the storm. Each syllable was a promise, not just to Maya, but to himself, to keep moving, to not falter.
the voice of the trees, the voice of the trees.
The ground beneath them shifted treacherously as a deluge from the heavens fed streams to rivers. Rivers to lakes, trees bowed beneath nature's weight, their ancient limbs cracking like the bones of old gods. Eamon's heart raced with the urgency of preservation, yet within the maelstrom he felt a warmth spreading, a glow that was not of the storm. It came from within, a light of resolve and purpose. As if in answer to his silent prayer, a voice threaded through the chaos, a gentle murmur in the language of the woods, a song sung by the wind through the branches. It spoke not in words, but in essence a calling. Save them. Eamon paused, an uncanny stillness encasing his spirit. The words lingered not as a command, but as a whisper of destiny. He looked around at the drowning earth, beyond just the path to safety for Maya and himself. It was a call broader, deeper.
We're not alone,
Maya whispered, her voice small yet certain. Perhaps she too felt the plea in the air, the intertwining of fate and nature.
we're not alone.
The world was a tempest, yet everything felt intimately connected. The life veiled in bark and branch, the very air shimmering with possibilities unseen. Eamon moved forward, deeper into the forest, guided by faith in his own untested strength and the belief that more than just human lives were in need. Dance of the elements. The forest opened into a clearing, a temporary refuge from the storm's wrath. Here, the earth rose into a grassy mound, untouched by the flood. Sheltered beneath the outspread arms of an ancient oak, Eamon laid Maya gently on the dry ground, her small figure wrapped in the transient calm. Eamon turned back to the forest, the call of salvation pounding in his veins like a second heartbeat. He began gathering twigs and leaves, branches and bough, swept together into makeshift rafts for creatures small and lesser seen. Rabbits with fur drenched to their skins, a fawn trembling with wet spotted flank, birds whose wings dragged with the weight of the storm. Each found a place amidst the debris in Eamon's trembling hands. The elements wove around him, a dance of storm and shelter, a ritual older and deeper than human memory. Under Eamon's care, the animals were lifted like precious offerings to the oak's embrace, its roots twining into the shape of refuge. Dawn's breath, By the time the rains began to ease, the forest was a place transformed, a sanctuary reborn. Eamon, soaked and exhausted, sat beside Maya under the oak's bower above. The sky blossomed into the soft hues of dawn, the sun inching timidly over the horizon like a shy child peeking from behind a curtain. Watch the golden light spill over the landscape, each ray a gentle hand brushing away the remnants of the night and storm. The forest began to stir, awakening like a giant from slumber. Its sounds no longer of protest but of rebirth, birds chirping joyful arias, the wind whispering secrets only trees could hear.
Thank you, Maya murmured.
Her voice a delicate echo of the
Good
number.
morning.
Her eyes open, twin pools of gratitude under the broadening light. Eamon turned to her, a smile curling up his tired face. He felt the voice of the woods still within him, a constant note of peace and purpose in this dawn amidst the echoes of the storm. The promise of new beginnings glimmered, a reminder that even in the fiercest turmoil, hope soared on wings, waiting for those who dared to answer its call. In the tranquil embrace of the morning, beneath the oak's protective arms, brother and sister watched the world begin anew, the remnants of the night's tempest washed away by the cleansing breath of dawn.